I'm gonna talk about my problems with the FNAF timelines and theories too. All right, I'm gonna make my own theory. Why? Because I spent a week editing a video. I was gonna make a theory.
Camera footage and everything seems
Honestly,
to be
it was crap though. It was terrible. The reason I was gonna do a theory video was cause yeah, it wasn't because of his timeline. It wasn't because of the timeline, the FNAF timeline. No, it was because of this live stream. It's because when they were looking through the encyclopedia, they compared the rental service with the toy animatronics, and then my brain started turning. I realized, oh crap, wait a minute, hold on. What if they are the same? For instance, William stuffs kids into suits and starts extracting their bodies out of it for soul juice. But he needs a reason to do it. His daughter died, was already designed with the purpose stuffing kids automatically into it. So it was already a murder device. You know what? His son gets bit. We all know that. No. He really has nightmares. It's because one of his nightmare aberrations that he has is a Fredbear with a mouth in his stomach. And who else has something shooting out of their stomach? Frickin' baby! Starting contest, go! I mean, hey, I always thought the wife played a deeper role into this. I'm just kind of surprised. I'm just kind of glad we're seeing something of it now. Whether it was planned or not.
Good job, Night 5.
But you see my point.
Tonight, okay? I just finished checking the CCTV camera
I mean,
footage
I think this is. I honestly, I think just adding the wife into it's probably having more of a role into this is probably just at least adding more depth to the story, or adding just a few more pieces that actually make the story make a lot more sense. But probably not making her the literal CEO of the place and rebuilding her whole freaking family. At that point, I'm fine with Baby coming back and being in charge of the whole shindig. Or hey, could just be really corrupt, greedy CEO swiping everything under the rug and being as cheap as possible. I mean, that's literally just Fazbear for ya. You want me trying to come up with a story of it? Alright, here's the story. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll just theorize throughout this. I'll just make up my own storyline throughout this night. Sometime before 1983, William and Henry, they make Fredbear's Family Diner. Shoot, I'll get it on the next run. Yeah, no, if you just sit and stare at that Fredbear suit, he just sits and stares at you. Alright, sometime before 1983, maybe 1977, Henry and William make Fredbear's Family Diner. It's successful at first. Afton has a wife and has 3 kids. He has his oldest son. He has his young son. Still don't know his name. Maybe it's Evan. Who knows? Then his young daughter, Elizabeth. Then Henry. And then he has a daughter, Charlie. They have Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. I think they make them in the Springlock suits, or maybe I think they may just be the crude. They're just the crude suits that Glitch Trap is. They got a Fredbear and then Spring Bonnie. Business isn't doing so hot. They decide, hey, we'll sell the company. William's pretty happy at it at first, until his wife is upset with him. They have an argument. He has to literally work for the company that he's now blaming for his life falling apart. His wife's now deciding to divorce him because he's really controlling and he makes really, really bad business decisions.
I am home.
You are home early.
I quit my job.
What about the children? We have a down payment on a new closet.
I do not know what I was thinking. I was compelled to leave my post.
This is no longer working. I am leaving.
Do not go.
May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
So then she loses the case, and William does the funny dance or something, and then she takes her own life. Then he's really sad. He misses his wife. Maybe she's buried in that dirt mound in Midnight Motorist? Possibly. Some point William hits a dog driving to his house to work. Maybe that's what the dirt mound is?
Hello? Hey, good job, Night 5.
Anyways, Fazbear Entertainment, they take Freddy's. Henry isn't really around. He kind of ditches out. I mean, since it is truly Henry's it was truly Henry's in the first place. He probably made the most profit off it, while William kind of got screwed over by him. That's where his revenge came from, because he got cheated out of his profession in business that he enjoyed, and he got replaced by Ringo. You know, now you know it's a cupcake, it's not as scary. So Fazbear Entertainment, they use Fredbear, they continue using Fredbear and Spring Bonnie on stage, because now it's their property, and William just kind of works there. This location of Fredbear's Diner is FNAF 1. They're both small buildings, they can still be the same, and they're both in really bad names. I mean, it would just make sense, it would just make really good sense in like a story standpoint for it to be the same connecting building. And this is kind of where the first dilemma came in, because I want to say, hey, they start expanding with the toys, but no, that can't work at all. The murders have to happen. I mean, I think logically, William would have started Afton Robotics. He probably would go into business with Fazbear's to try and take him down. But first, he would actually need to know that the animatronics can be possessed. So how would he naturally come to terms with that? I don't know. It has to happen some way or another. Oh no. Listen. Okay, you want? Listen. We don't have to do this. Can I continue my theory, please? Okay, thank you. So... Oh my gosh, you really just have to sit there and stare at him. He does not move. He does not. I'm gonna test that. Or well, 1983 is probably the date that Freddy Fazbear's opens. That's like a better version of Freddy. He just sits there, he's trying to catch you, but then he just pops out and says, hey, whatever, I'll still get you. Forget it, I'll get you some other time. I mean, what motivation would he have to start going out and killing kids? Or hey, maybe you could say Mangle, the dog that he hit on the way, and he's also working for Freddy still. So hey, maybe it's, oh my gosh, that was way too close. Maybe the dog he hits becomes Mangle, and that's how he figures it out. Maybe the dog attacks him? And then from there, he starts piecing together that, hey, he could use this to bring his wife back to life, and maybe she will be a bit more lenient and listen to him. But no, that can't work because Mangle's a toy animatronic. Right, because the toys existing means that the murders had to have already happened. And that would mean he would have had to kill before Mangle, which means that whole motivation doesn't work. And Fredbear and Spring Bonnie were both there, but there's nothing I can do. The heat was coming up. I was gonna die regardless. What time was I on? I didn't even pay attention what time I was on. Okay, I mean, what world would he see this stuff happening? The toys don't exist yet. The company's still doing good. And there are no murders yet. Unless if you can agree with MatPat and say the puppet died first. Which, yeah, okay, I guess I can see that. Even though Chica really says she is the first, she's seen everything. I guess that can only be subjective. I mean, how else would they be possessed, right? Shut up, Shadow Bonnie. Actually, no. No, wait, no. It can't be Charlie. You wanna know why? Why is the... Right, yeah, it can't be Charlie, because the puppet is the first case of their beta security system for a child. Why? Because the murders would have had to happen before Charlie died. Not to mention, why is the puppet only looking out for Charlie? Because Henry tampered with it because he knew something was going on and he wanted to keep his daughter safe. Why? Because he knew he was on William's revenge list. He knew William blamed him. And you know, this is the one instance I'll follow the book and say they all died in 1987. Why? Because that's a perfectly fine date. That's a fine date for it to happen. And also because that story connects really well with the rest of the FNAF game. It's kind of it's Into the Pit's pretty much just vanilla FNAF. Time traveler going to the ball pit and going into the past to see what happened. Literally just you playing the game and seeing the stuff happen on your own. It's still 2 a.m. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it can't be Charlie. So what could it have been? Because Charlie would have been the only instance of that working. But why would they make a security puppet to watch the kids? Okay, well I guess, hey, maybe you can say that it's not for security. Maybe it is for keeping the kids safe. Maybe Henry did help build it. And that's why it's looking after Charlie. But no! First of all, Henry could not have built it because he has no affiliation with the company anymore.
I tried to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. It was closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down.
So I ask you again, how else did he figure out that they can be possessed? They have to die. Someone has to die for him to know that this... Shadow Freddy! Shadow Freddy, that's who! Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie. That's why they go out of business! Okay, why would the suits get retired in the first place? It's definitely not the bite of quote-unquote 83 according to some theorists. Why? Because that's a bite. The spring lock failure is the spring lock suddenly going and jabbing into your body, so it wouldn't be that. I mean, okay, maybe it's like it, okay, maybe, okay, how about, okay, there was one, I guess it would make sense that maybe one shadow equals one spring lock for each location. Maybe that's all it is. So... First spring lock, shut down Fredbear's, got them, that's why they sold the Fazbears. Second spring lock, got the suits retired entirely. Yeah, that's what he is. He's someone he used to work with, died in one of the Springlock suits, then he possessed it, and that's how he figured out that he could use these suits to bring souls to life, and then he experiments maybe with animals. Hey, remember Mr. Hippo stories? Maybe him taking those little birds? Remember that? Hey, maybe that's him, experimenting on animals. It's 5 a.m. I'm about to be done. Come on, please, let me have this. Please. No! No! I was on 5! Hey, at least I'm pretty much solving the FNAF lore here. That's what near-death scenarios like this can really do to you. He learns that he can do this. He learns that the suits can be possessed, and he could maybe bring his wife back to life thanks to knowing Shadow Bonnie is a thing. He tests it with animals at first. That's why he takes his son to the park. He's about to test this on a dog that he runs over, but then he realizes that there was a little girl who that dog belonged to. So then he gets a quick little idea. He sneaks up behind her in a funny little bunny suit, and he does the horrible deed, and now Chica is the first. And so, as it follows, he does this more and more. He lures them to the back. He murders them aggressively. Bonnie dies, then Foxy, and then the poor little boy gets lured into to what he thinks is a pizza party, but no, he gets stuffed. He thinks he's gonna get stuffed with pizza. No, he's the stuffing for Freddy Fazbear. And hey, since the FNAF 1 building's still technically connected with his underground facility, he experiments on them down there. Why we took a sci-fi turn, I will never know. But you know what? Deep down, we're all Star Trek fans. So he builds Ballora. He tests it trying to get his wife to come back to life, but it doesn't work. It just does not work. He still feels angry and vengeful towards Henry. The murders are learned about. They try to convict him, but they can't really prove anything because he's disguised as the purple guy. And when they caught William Afton, he was his true colors the whole time, Orange Man. Freddy Fazbear is pretty much hated in the eyes of the public because their children have gone missing, so they close down for a bit. Then they move them to a new building to try and get away from the bad press, but they leave behind the Golden Boys, the original Fredbear and Spring Bonnie performing on stage. They leave them to take the bad press while they basically just continue to be the face of Freddy Fazbear's while they move their actual characters to not be associated with that building because that's where the murders took place. And so they move the FNAF 1 gang to the FNAF 2 building. Okay, technically FNAF 1 gang are basically just unwithered, the withereds, but they're not as badly torn up. From killing those kids, he realizes he needs to do it a bit more secretive. So then that's when he starts gonna do his own pizzeria. So then he makes Baby. He makes Baby, and then we all know what happens with that. His daughter gets sucked up. She becomes she gets soft served. And it's 5 a.m. I'm about to make it. I close the doors. Just close them. Just close them. Can I make this? I think I can make this. I think I might be able to make this. I think I just won. I think I might have just won. Yes! The power of theories!
It has been many years since the incident that changed everything. I have done unforgivable things since then. The missing children, it was all my doing. But do not mistake my confidence for remorse, for I am not sorry. My animatronics were always meant to be more than mere entertainers. They were created to wield fear, to evoke terror, and bring forth the ultimate consequence, death.
Okay.
Oh, Elizabeth, my sweet Elizabeth. She failed to listen to me, and she became the unfortunate victim of a programming error, a mere flaw in in my creation. I am not guilty. Not in my mind. I meticulously crafted the evidence to make it appear as though Henry was the one responsible, for I had bigger plans in mind. Plans that require my full attention and dedication. I have built a new place for my new creations, a place that will instill wonder and fear into the heart of all who bear witness. And soon, I will reveal what is coming next.
With all due respect, Mr. Afton, I don't remember asking. The end? It can't be the end. I haven't gotten paid yet. That is really creepy. Hey, no, don't you start this. No, don't you start this yet. It's not over yet. The game's not over yet.